I am Tony Franklin. This is my subject, Corey Glogowski.
Hi.
Hi. And we're going to do a lesson on punctuation marks and end punctuation. So, Corey, I'm going to do something, and I want you to tell me what I did. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now, don't be surprised.
You ran into a wall.
All right. So I ran into a wall, just kind of crazy, like just a little crazy. Sometimes I get a little crazy. If we had to make a sentence that said what I did, what would that sentence be?
You ran into a wall.
Okay. Now, I ran into a wall. What do you call me?
Weird.
What do you call me as my name?
Tony. Uncle Tony.
Uncle Tony. So let's make a sentence that says, amazingly, Uncle Tony ran into a wall. Grab a seat. Now, sentences always end in a punctuation mark. Okay? Today we're going to work with 3 different punctuation marks and kind of what those punctuation marks mean. I'll show you one and you see if you can tell me what it is. Okay?
Period.
Period. Perfect. Very good.
Question mark.
A question mark. Good. Point. Exclamation point. Good. Now, when a sentence ends with these, Corey, it means certain things. It means different things. Okay. If we end with a period, we'll put one there. Okay. It means to read the sentence very simply. And today we're going to work with how we should read a sentence the correct way, considering what the punctuation mark is. Okay, so let's look at this sentence. And if you were just to read this and it ends with a period, tell me how you would read it.
Uncle Tony ran into a wall.
Okay, can you do that a little bit louder?
Uncle Tony ran into a wall.
Good. And what does the period to you mean to do? What does it kind of tell you to do? If you had to put it in your own words.
Stop.
Stop, definitely. Now, if you were to put emotion to it, does a period tell you to do a lot with your emotion?
I would suppose kind of.
Kind of? Okay, now let's switch this punctuation to an exclamation point. Okay? Now let's put it at the end of the sentence here. How would you read this sentence considering it's a different punctuation mark? What is the exclamation point? Read it to me as you would read it.
Uncle Tony ran into a wall.
Okay. Now, if I were to tell you that you were seeing somebody that didn't know who I was, and I did this, and you had to explain what I did, and it was surprising and kind of like out of the blue, how would you say that sentence?
Uncle Tony ran into a wall.
Yeah? The exclamation point is interesting because when you come across an exclamation point, it means to put a lot of emotion behind it because it's so surprising. You wouldn't expect me to run into a wall, would you? Not normally. Although sometimes I have. Alright, so looking at the exclamation point, whenever you see that when you're reading, put a lot of emotion behind your reading, okay? So let's do it together. Uncle Tony ran into a wall! Great job. Good job. Okay, so let's change the exclamation point into a question mark. How would you read that sentence thinking about the question mark?
Uncle Tony ran into a wall.
Very good. So what is the question mark when you read it? Are you sure of what happened? If it's a question mark?
Kind of.
Kind of. So you don't know for sure if it's happened or if it didn't. let's say if you were in the other room, okay, and you heard me go, and then your friend comes in and says, your Uncle Tony just ran into a wall. How would you read that?
Uncle Tony just ran into a wall.
Oh, I love it. Do you see what you did there? Is on this, you raised your voice like, Uncle Tony ran into a wall? Very good reading. That was an excellent job. So let's review a little bit. What punctuation mark is this?
Period.
Period. And how would you read that?
Uncle Tony ran into a wall.
Very matter of fact, right? Is there a lot of movement in your voice? Does your voice change levels at all, really? No, it's just a statement. Uncle Tony ran into a wall. Now read it.
Uncle Tony ran into a wall.
Crazy, right? You put a lot of emotion behind it. Do you remember this one was your toughie? And it's a toughie for a lot of people. You remember what that's called?
Exclamation point.
Exclamation point. Very good. Now, a hard one.
Question mark.
Question mark. And we're going to read it.
Uncle Tony ran into a wall.
Very good. You know what you did before, too, that was kind of cool? Is that you did something with your hands.
Uncle Tony ran into a wall.
And what does this show? It shows...
I don't know.
I don't know. That's great. Because when you're reading, you want to put a lot of emotion into your voice. The fancy schmancy term is called prosody. I didn't even know that until this one. And I think you did a good job. Do you want to run into a wall yourself?